Mm, 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 mm. Got my Rocky music on. We ready. Round two. Round two. We got to round one. We talked about the whys. Why is it so important that we accomplish these goals? How's it going to affect us? And then the uppercut to who else is being affected by us reaching these goals. And so this segment is about taking on potential barriers. Taking on potential barriers that we can foresee, that if we see them, potential things that can trip us up, that can knock us down, knock us backwards, that could potentially take us off of reaching our goals. We have to address them, because if we don't, we won't be successful at conquering our goals. I'm Kenston Henderson, your Chief Empowerment Officer of Live with Lyfe. I'm just here to simply ignite, inspire, and encourage you, empower you to reach those goals. Why? Because you know deep down inside what it would mean for you to reach the goals that you have set for yourself. See, I set some goals to write a book, and I didn't want to just write a book, but this book was birthed out of having relationships with young people where I seen the value of parenting, the necessity of parenting, the importance of parenting needed in a child's life to be successful at home, at school, in the community, and beyond. Parenting is essential. And so seeing young people becoming bullies, they didn't have any self-esteem, they didn't have any confidence. When I looked deeper, it had everything to do with parenting. So that's why I released the book called Parenting Like a Boss, because parents, we got to wear this badge of honor, because we understand, because we need to understand how important a role that we play in our young people's development. See, if they can't depend on us to give them some tools, to encourage them, to support them, to cheerlead them on, they're going to have a hard time socializing. They're going to have a hard time feeling good about themselves. They're going to have a hard time getting along with other people. And so, again, that passion, and you could tell the way I'm talking, I'm passionate about parenting. I'm passionate about you being all in, us being all in. My son knows that I am for him. I am Team Kenston Jr. And if he knows that, he is going to run with the confidence. He is going to move with confidence. He's going to make decisions on his own, knowing that I have his back. And hopefully they're the right decisions, right? That's what we want. But this segment is about discovering what your potential barriers are. And so at this moment, I want you to take a few moments and write down what could potentially knock you off of reaching the goal that you set in session one. What can trip you up? Is it finances? Is it support team? What could potentially block you from reaching your goal or goals or dreams? You may say, Kiss, I don't want to focus on that. That's cool and all, but I'm going to let you know anything that you're doing that is going to present life fulfillment, joy, peace, just the feeling of conquering, just the feeling of other people's lives, being affected by you reaching the goal, there's going to be some tests. There are going to be some roadblocks, some barriers, some detours that you're going to experience. And the better we can gauge, the better we can deal with each one of those things. Because when they come, you'll be ready for it. And you'll remember you got your 3 whys that is going to sustain you, that's going to fuel you to say, I'm still pursuing. I'm still going to do this. I'm not stopping at nothing. Nothing's going to stop me from getting this goal accomplished, from me seeing this dream come to pass, because I know my whys. So, now that I've said all that, if you need to push pause now, push pause now. And really take it to heart of what are the things that could potentially trip you up. You see, one of the things that tripped me up was this 4-letter word that we all are familiar with, those who are human. Is this thing called fear. See, fear is an emotion, is a thing that we experience when there's something called the unknown takes place or doesn't take place. And what I mean by that is fear is an acronym I use. It's false evidence appearing real. Have you ever not done something because you just were afraid to do it? You just couldn't see yourself doing it. You couldn't picture yourself doing it. You couldn't, it just wasn't in you to do it. See, fear creeped in even on last year when I was in the process of releasing my parenting book. And this is what it looked like. It looked like self-talk. You're not a writer. What are you doing? What are other people going to think about you that you wrote the book? What are other publishers going to say about your work? What are other authors going to say about your work? You're not good enough to write a book. Fears. Oh, they're going to judge you. They're going to just bash you because you're just, you're young, and what do you know about parenting? Little fears. But they're real. False evidence appearing real. Everything I said was within me. And that's going to resonate with you because that's a barrier. Those are all barriers. Fear. Fear stops people from pursuing their goals and their dreams every single day. Probably every single minute, people are bowing out of pursuit of what they know they are supposed to do because of fear. False evidence appearing real. Well, I'm here to tell you that we changing the whole game in the new acronym. I want you to write down FEAR, but under the F, you're going to put face. Under the E, you're going to put everything. Under the A, you're going to put and under the R, you're going to put rejoice. You can also put rise. So fear will now be known as face everything and rise or rejoice. Or rise and rejoice. Because we can no longer let fear destabilize us from reaching our goals and our dreams. No longer can we allow that to happen. You see, because we understand why our goal is so important. We understand how it affect our lives, and we understand who else's life is going to be affected by it. So you say to yourself, fear, fear, you gotta go. You gotta go. Say, fear, you gotta go. It no longer belongs to you, great people. And so I'm cheerleading you on to face everything and rise. You see, because people they're fearful of failure and they haven't failed. Because again, most people don't try things before they bow out. They bow out before they try it. And so I'm going to encourage you to fail forward. What do you mean fail forward? What does that mean? Fail forward. I believe John Maxwell described fail forward as, I described it as, you're taking a walk in the park and you trip over a rock. And if you fall backwards, you're gonna fall, hit your head, hit the back of your head. It's gonna take you longer to get up and then to move forward. But if you trip on the rock and you move forward, you fall forward, you're at least landing on your hands. And if you're landing on your hands, you're able to push up, get up, and keep moving forward. And so I say, fail forward. Yes, if you failed at trying to, let's say one of your goals was to lose weight, you failed at your pursuit of losing weight. Get up, learn from it, and move forward. And you see, my plan, one of my goals at one time was to pack on 5 pounds of muscle. Okay, I failed miserably. Why? Because one, I didn't have a plan. I just said I was going to do it. How many times have we said we want to accomplish something, but we didn't put a plan of action into place? You know, in fact, it's so funny. As I was trying to put on some pounds of muscle, I reached out to one of my good friends who is a bodybuilder, a professional bodybuilder, and you know, he first laughed at me about the whole idea. And I'm like, why are you laughing at me? And, you know, I'm like, is he trying to call me weak? He's trying to call me weak. See, he breaking me down already from pursuit of this goal. But no, he was saying, he further explained that it takes a lot of work. It takes discipline. It takes a plan of action. And he asked me, was I really sure? And at that time, I have to be honest, I wasn't sure if I wanted to pursue it the way that he probably intended me to pursue it. And so, needless to say, the goal didn't get accomplished at that moment because, you know, I didn't put the plan of action together. So, fear is a huge barrier. A huge barrier. Another barrier that you may have put down, you may not have put down, is people. Who are you surrounded by? Are you surrounded by the right people? Because if you're around a lot of surrounded by naysayers, if you're surrounded by negative people, they're going to pull you down. Okay. And in fact, there was an illustration someone had posted on Facebook where if you put a clean fruit mixed in with a bunch of um, uh, non-clean fruit. I'm sorry, I had a brain fart. But if you put a bunch of spoiled fruit, the spoiled fruit is going to overtake the non-spoiled fruit. It's the same way in life. If you got a bunch of negative people around you, it's going to be hard to push through that, especially if you got people around you who have tried to pursue the same goal that you're going after. And if that's the case, great people, I need you to move. I need you to move away from that group of people. And I need you to get with someone or some group of people who have conquered the goal that you're in pursuit of. Now, if it's something that hasn't been done before, get as close to it as possible and link in with those people. If you're saying, Kenston, I don't know who to reach out to, contact me. And whoever I know, I will connect you with them. Because you see, we can't let this anymore be a barrier for you. Because remember, you got places to go. You got things to accomplish. You can't let negative people, hurt people, stop you from you pursuing your dreams. Another barrier could be self-talk. See, I alluded to it earlier. Self-talk can be another barrier that causes you to stumble, that causes you to fall. You got to give yourself some self-talk that says, shut up, shut it down. When you start saying something negative like, oh, this is not going to work. I tried this before. Shut up. You got to say, stop it. You got to say, don't go there. You got to interrupt it quickly, because if you don't, it's going to keep coming after you. And you're going to have to keep fighting it off every time. And we don't have time for that. Like, this is going to be the most amazing year you're going to have, because you're telling yourself you've already committed to these 3 videos, and I'm giving you these tools and these techniques to move forward, because you understand why it's so important. You understand how it's going to affect your life. You understand how it's going to affect other people's lives. What more could there be to help you, push you? And you got me cheering you on, whoa, to get those goals accomplished. So don't let these barriers take you out. Surround yourself with the right people. Turn that negative talk into positive talk. To help you with that, there's millions of podcasts out there. There's millions of apps out there that's positive motivation. You need to put those things in your ear gates and in your eye gates. What are you looking at? What are you feeding yourself as you pursue your goals? And I know that's part of my program. I'm gifting that to you right now. That goes deeper, because you got to see what's going into your eye gates and in your ear gates, because that's what's going to come out. If you're listening to a lot of music that's talking about mess, hate, killing, drugs, how is that going to help you in your pursuit of your goals? Now, if it's saying, is giving you statistics on the results of that, and one of your goals is to be a community activist, and how to solve the drug issue, the crime issue, then if it helps, then that will be one of those one-off cases. But if it's not helping you, what you're seeing and what you're hearing, if it's not helping you, it's hindering you. And remember, you don't have time for that. So I want to encourage you in this second segment to address your barriers. Take a moment now, stop the video, or it's by the end now, but go back over those barriers, really look into it, and see how you're going to address those barriers. Because they are coming. But what are you going to do about it? Because you're going to have to do something about it. And the one thing you will do about it is move forward. I'm Kenston Henderson, your Chief Empowerment Officer. Thank you for sharing this time with me. And I look forward to the third segment. In that third segment, we're going to cover a time of celebration of you being successful in reaching those goals. Take care.